people get lost in the weeds and the stars and everything and trying to figure it out. I say, clear your head, reset, and then look at your world. And you'll realize that nothing will ever lead you to thinking you live on a ball except pseudoscience.
Where's the evidence for the curve? Where's the evidence for the rotation? And then where's the evidence for the revolution around the sun?
Why are we not taught what the ancients believed? Why do we only see this image of a boat going over the edge of some water? Nobody thought that. The Egyptians, the Greek, the Mayans, they all believed this solid expanse of the sky, the earth was immovable, just like it is in the biblical text.
It just really hit me one day when I was going through the Bible, and it was like the Lord just basically said, who are you going to believe?
How did you arrive to the flat earth theory?
I got into it through sheer conspiracy boredom, believe it or not.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys. I hope you can hear us. Please let us know if you can. This is our first time doing live stream on our channel. So
We can hear you. Awesome.
It's funny. So go ahead and poll, I guess.
Well, we're going to introduce some people into the chat. Into this live stream. Sorry.
That's funny. And it's some of our cast members from the first Origins Untold that most of you probably already know. If you don't know them, you're going to be introduced to them today. And there's some fantastic people with fantastic channels that have actually helped us create this feature film you're about to watch.
44:22 basically state that the doesn't Job 26:7 and Isaiah 44:22 basically state that the earth is round?
It seems to, and for years I thought it did. When I was making the Bible fit my worldview and throwing in things to make it match up, I believed that it did. When I heard circle of the earth, I thought, okay, that's a ball.
Right.
I didn't realize that later on in that same book you could read and they talk about a ball.
Yeah, God sits above the circle of the earth. He literally sits above the circle of the earth, not a sphere.
Right.
No. Yeah, it's a footstool, not a roller coaster.
Right.
That's what my dad says. Yeah. His feet would be on this roller coaster. He'd be going in all these different directions, and that's just the chaos. Our Father's above us. I mean, He's close, so close to us, and that's what makes us, special to Him. He's got us right there where He can see us. He's not light years away.
All right, there's everybody. Hello.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
That's why I'm not knowing what's going on here. Okay. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right.
Fix this too while we're talking. How are you doing today, Josh?
Doing great. I'm glad to be hearing the big news that it's going to be on YouTube now. So all the people who couldn't catch it on the other platforms can now witness and share and help wake up their families.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We had to wait until the whole distribution process before we could launch it on YouTube, and we've got it on a lot of the main platforms that we wanted to. That's why we're able to do it right now. We're glad to do it too. We're happy it's on those other platforms because we know that people are watching it that are not your typical flat earthers. So that's a positive thing. But now we're welcoming even more people that might look into it. I don't know if you
That's
want to
awesome.
So what? I have a question for you. What is new happening with you right now?
With me right now, it has been the busiest ride ever since Origins Untold. The fame came in. I'm just kidding. Now, it was actually at around that time, as Origins Untold was filming, we were working at a school, in a public school setting. And since then, we have stepped out of the public school setting, or I have for the first time in 16 years, and am now teaching earth and life science from a biblical creation standpoint. And it has been powerful. It's been changing my life, but it's been the hardest work. So I'm working like you guys now, tirelessly all the time. But when you ask to be used, that's what happens. And so it's been a blessing. And sometimes you don't always see the end result, of that right away, but I'm already starting to see results, kind of like with this film. I'm sure you guys are starting to see some of the fruits of your labor come to fruition, and so it's a blessing, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's been action packed ever since.
Oh, awesome. We got some more guests coming in. We're going to bring the next person on.
Are you going to show us
Yeah,
clip
we're
first?
gonna show the clip.
Yeah, he forgot to mention that earlier. So there's a little clip from the movie that you'll see with our next guest.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Finally meet you. Jay?
Hey,
Oh,
Otto.
how are you,
doing,
brother?
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Finally meet you. I saw the camera. I was like, that's Jay right there.
There's the camera, man.
Gorgeous day.
Yeah, look at that, man.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
You can see pretty far even without infrared. Huh?
Yeah, like if you look right there, you can see Santa Monica.
How far is that?
That's about 20 miles or so, if I remember correctly. Then beyond that, you can see San Jacinto, 123 miles away. So it's another 100 miles, and only in infrared you can see that, you know.
That's far.
Yeah, that's pretty far.
Oh, now you say, hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Hey.
Tolan, can you hear us? Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
what's
can.
up,
Can you
man?
hear me?
Yes.
Good. It's so
Oh,
nice to
this is
see
awesome.
you again.
It's so interesting to listen to yourself in recording. You sound like totally different. You're like, is that me?
Absolutely. We don't normally do live stream. Obviously, we're filmmakers. This is our first one, but it's an interesting take on, I don't know, it's a learning curve for us. Anyways, how are you doing today? What's been up since the last time we've seen you?
Oh, yeah, that was a while back. Yeah, I'm doing well. Got some minor health issues and stuff. I'm trying to do more research when I can. Lots of house projects and things. I'm heavily into astronomy now. I got a bunch of cameras and things. Is my camera fading out? Yeah, I got some imaging stuff.
It is a little dark.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You're like the mystic.
Yeah, maybe it's the window or something.
Yeah, it's that window.
There we go.
There it is. That's better.
Yeah, there's
Before
my
I
message.
forget, I actually want to rebuke the sickness that you're feeling in the name of Jesus. I want to say, enemy flee right now in the name of Jesus. No sickness on J. Tolan.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
And I remember your discussion on mental plasticity too.
Oh, yeah. Have you done research on that or no?
Oh yeah, I had to read up to see what
Oh
that
gosh,
was all
there's some
about.
good information about how our mind works when it comes to sicknesses and stuff like that. And there's a movie plan in the future, because obviously everything takes money and stuff that I have, and it's a perfect story that I'm going to write about it. It's going to be about an atheist who turns to Christ through the healing power of the renewing the mind through the Word of God, tied with neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, yeah.
All right, next guest we're going to bring on board. Ready for it?
If you look at the creation,
Where in the Bible does it prove your theory?
it's good to go to the beginning. So if you look at the creation story in Genesis 1, on day 2, the firmament is created. And then day 4, the luminaries are placed inside that firmament. It's the sun, moon, stars. And so mainstream science tells us that the earth is orbiting around the sun at crazy speeds. But according to scripture, in Genesis 1, days 1 through 3, there is no sun. So what exactly is it spinning around? So Houston, we have a problem. And the one that did it for me is New Jerusalem. Revelation 21 talks about New Jerusalem comes down. So let's compare and contrast. So you have the globe model spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. New Jerusalem comes down. It's going to have good aim. As opposed to a flat, motionless earth. Boom. Which one makes more sense?
Hey.
What's up? What's up, buddy? How are you today? Oh man.
What is up, y'all? There's a little bit, I'm listening to the audio on YouTube, so there's a bit of a delay. So, what is up, everybody?
Okay. Not much. How are you doing? It looks like
Shalom from under the dome.
He has those stars behind him back there.
I'm good, battling some stuff physically. All right, let me get that out of my ear for a minute. Actually, one ear. Oh yeah, I had to do the CGI stars in the backdrop. I had to do it.
I like it.
Are you a star coming from the sky?
Yeah, I don't know why I can't hear it on my computer. Maybe I need to unplug my mic.
All right, well.
Is there a delay on your end?
It's a delay on his end.
On his end. Okay. Okay, got you. Okay.
Well, how's things? What's new with you?
Definitely not.
You just heard.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna add.
Y'all know, but I'll share it to the audience. So it's actually really cool. The biggest life update for me is we have a 6-week and day old baby, and it's amazing that. Thank you. It's amazing. I remember in the film, Otto asked, "So tell me about yourself." And Lily, the last thing I shared was, "I've never." Let's see, what did I say? I never experienced the adventure of being a parent. And he said, "Me neither." And here we are. Y'all finally putting the film out on your YouTube channel, and I have a baby. So that's very cool. So that's the biggest life update for me and my family. So such a blessing. Our miracle baby.
And to add to that, I know it's going to be delayed a little for you. I actually always remember that too, seeing when you had your baby. I was like, I wonder how much of a miracle it is that he's having a baby right now because the conversation you had with Otto. I always think back on that since you've had a child, and I think that's really awesome. God definitely works, you know. It's awesome.
We're going to add another person on. Next, it is Otto.
So he's going to share the clip first. It's a clip from the movie.
Clip. He's
in
every clip. So
that's never mind. I thought that was a clip again. A mystery clip. It's just a photo. What's up, Otto?
What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing?
Otto!
What's going on, guys? Been a minute, huh? I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Yeah,
we see Otto all the time.
We do. I see you guys all the time. We've been.
With you, Otto? Anything happening with you?
Well, you know, I'm sure you guys all heard about Hurricane Helene, and we've been kind of dealing with that. And recently came back to Asheville after evacuating post Helene, and just getting back into the swing of things, you know.
All right, hold on, Otto.
Okay.
David disconnected us, so he's reconnecting. Speak. Someone speak for me.
While they're doing that, I just want to say, Jay Tolan, this is crazy. I've been a huge fan of you since all your groundbreaking things that you did. I'm trying to stay cool, but I'm excited. From the first videos you put out, man, and all that stuff was so pivotal and powerful in the early days. I mean, it just really destroyed so many lives in just an instant. So good job, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, infrared is incredible. You know, I try to stay excited after all these years, you know.
Yeah.
Because the novelty wears off after a while, and you're like, what can I think of next?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I ask real quick, what's your longest observation, Jay Tolan?
Oh, geez, I don't know. There's things that I'm kind of iffy about, but I'm pretty conclusive. The Mexican clip across the Gulf, that has me convinced it's about 900 miles.
Wow.
You will see 400. Initially, I thought 400 was great. The critics were really ripping me apart, like, 300 is dreamy. But then 400, 500 was nothing, like when you see mountains. And then going beyond that, it's like, yeah, there could be shadows from the clouds on the ground. You can't quite tell. Great Lakes really spook me. I said, what? We can see for 1,000 miles? That's insane.
Refraction.
But I'm pretty convinced anywhere between 500 and 1,000 is doable. which totally blows the standard curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, how many miles of missing curve is that? That's insane.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're back.
Hey, good to see you,
Otto.
Otto.
It's good seeing you.
I hope you had a great conversation while
We have another guest coming in.
For the revolution around the sun, I have reduced the pieces of evidence that I need to just 3. Because once you provide those 3, it doesn't matter how much more you provide. So where's the evidence for the curve? Where's the evidence for the rotation? And then where's the evidence for the revolution around the sun? The science community, the physics professional community does not have evidence for any of this. Good example of evidence for a curve would be a ship like going out and then you not being able to bring it back using a telephoto lens or a pair of binoculars. Right. If they stay in view, it means they didn't go around a curve. Right. If they stay in view, it means we're on a flat plane. Right. And we're talking about tens of miles away. If you're standing on the shore and you're 6 feet tall, you shouldn't see anything 3 miles away.
Yeah, 3 miles away.
3 miles away is your horizon.
All right.
What's up, buddy? Can you hear me? Or did I say it too soon?
Now, is this better? I just
Yeah.
Yeah, so my apologies. I was backing my window and I noticed there was just too much light. So I just swerved around.
It's okay.
So my background is better right now, right?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right.
So
What's up, guys?
What's new with you?
Since filming with us, what's new with you?
Nothing much really. I'm working at the same place, for example, same city. Yeah, I haven't changed jobs or anything like that. Still doing the same old stuff.
That's good. He didn't get fired after that. Yeah. That was awesome.
Actually, did anyone hear about you doing the film?
You mean at my place of work? At my place of work?
Mm-hmm.
So when you say did anyone hear, did you mean at my place of work?
Yeah.
Yeah, your place of work. So how, like, did people realize that you did a film about flat Earth?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure any of my colleagues at work actually saw that because none of them have spoken to me about it. So, or if they saw it, they never spoke to me about it. Well, so none of my colleagues has spoken to me, about that. Yeah.
Josh, you had colleagues talking to you about it, though, right? I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, word got out, and I had changed schools, and so I didn't think it would follow me. I went out to the country, this little bitty school, and you think nobody's gonna. I'm kind of isolated here, and somehow, thanks to Matt Beavers, I blame Matt.
Yeah, it was my fault this time. That's the first one.
They're like, somebody found out you have a book, and we need to get to the bottom of this. Make sure you're not biased. And I'm like, what? That thing, like, how? Who found out? And I think it's the trolls that follow us, and they find out things about us. They're like private investigators. They want to do harm. It wasn't one of my country folk, good, sweet parents. They would have never, ever done that. So, yeah, it is interesting. That stuff happens to you, though, when you're in the education realm. So I was wondering if he would have the same thing I had happen to me with coming down from above, the attacks.
Yeah.
Or from below.
We're sorry about that for you, Josh.
Yeah.
Go on with his job.
It's worth it.
You have better things, though. You have better things coming for you. And I actually want to ask, since we are on that same topic, Jay and Otto, whichever want to respond first. Did anyone hear about you guys doing the movie? How did they respond to it? So, Jay, you can start with you, and then we'll go to Otto.
No, I just showed my wife. And she's like, what? Is that you? But at work, no, I kind of try to keep my hobbies separate from my work because, they drilled that into our brains a long time ago. I had to drop off of Facebook because I work for defense contractors and their security things. And you have to do reports if you're linked to people or you have relationships, with foreign nationals, etc. So I said, okay, I'm done. No social media. So I had to cut all that off to simplify my life. So yeah, I tried to. But years ago, some of my coworkers found out that I was interested in the flat Earth and stuff, and I tried to be very diplomatic and say, we don't want to just sweep with a white brush. The flat Earth community or ideas that are being shared have some nuggets of truth, right? Certain things may not fit, at least right now. So, I try to kind of talk to people because I really approach it from a scientific point of view. And then once I started doing infrared videos, I had to share with some people. So I primarily started my YouTube channel so I could share with some of my coworkers because we're working in a classified skiff and I'm just bringing stuff. Hey, look at this. So I started that channel and I'll just point them to it. And then shortly after that, I got some flack from people like, what, are you a flat earther, man? Behold the flat earth. They used to tease me. And then for my birthday, they made a poster with all sorts of flat earth images, and everything else. But I quit that job. I moved during the pandemic. I changed jobs like 4 times. And then after that, I didn't mention it to anybody at work. It's like, my private life is none of your business. Wow. So, that's the attitude I took after that. Not that I'm embarrassed or anything, but with my close friends, I do discuss scientific topics. And I tell people what I know and what I'm convinced of, whether it's accurate or not. So there's my answer to that.
That's right.
I have a question for you, J. Tolan.
Yeah, hey, how you doing?
I have a question for you. Now, knowing your line of work, I think you work as an engineer and a research scientist or something like that, right? Now, do you think your employer would fire you if they knew that you were a flat earther? Do you think?
Well,
and especially that you make such contributions to the community? Do you think they'd fire you if they knew?
Not really. I worked in electronic warfare, and I think I did a video where some of the simulators, they have a checkbox for flat Earth. And that was very intriguing to me at first. I started watching videos like back in 2014, 15, and I was like, why is there a checkbox that says flat Earth on our simulator? I work with this combat electromagnetics, it's called a CSIM, made by Northrop Grumman. They're kind of like, they've cornered the market pretty much. They're the only one. So there's this checkbox flat Earth, and I was like, huh. And looking into it, I realized, well, it's because most of the time in their explanation in a globe or spherical coordinate system, they say there's refraction and electromagnetic energy goes around the curve. And so to have a accurate simulation, you got to do a flat Earth simulation because you will be detected at greater distances than geometry dictate. And so the military wants to have accurate simulations. When am I going to be detected? Stealth aircraft can get close, maybe fly low, etc. There's different scenarios, right? And so that, I was like, there's something there. It's very interesting. And then I started looking into it, talking to people, and that's kind of how I got into it. But I don't think, to answer your question directly, I don't think they'll fire you. Most people would be amused. They'd be like, it's a flat earther, right? Because the flat earth community has a stigma, right? It's like, a bunch of dumb people. This was a theory long time ago. We moved on. We're into space, satellite, blah, 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 blah. You're an idiot, man. That's pretty much the view from anybody intelligent. But I found in the workplace, there's people that are very logical and curious, right? They don't just laugh you off. And they say, really, you believe that? Why? And then I try to give them something of substance. Look, there's some evidence. What does that mean? And of course, they explain it away by refraction. That's kind of the catch-all, downward refraction. Or you can see further, downward refraction. Anything else? Downward refraction, man. And I was, that didn't sit well with me,
It's really awesome.
So we'll circle back to that same question for a couple other people, any other questions, but we're going to introduce another person from the movie because he's on board here. We're going to show his clip right first.
And it's so easy to just follow the status quo and fall in line with everybody else believes. And, when I was approached about the project, I was like, well, hold on. How do I know that the Earth is round? I've never been in space, right? I'm only going by information that's been passed down to me. So how long you been a flat earther?
So it was about 2014, 2015, where I was doing a podcast and people started sending in, hey, Dave, have you looked into flat earth? And I would just delete them. And I was like, you know, you're banned, you're too stupid. Right. And I wouldn't watch, I refused to watch a 1-minute video.
Yeah.
Dumbest topic ever. But then a good friend of mine.
Why do you think, before you continue, why are people like that?
Well, I always say nobody likes having their ball taken away because we're still children, and this is a childhood belief that we live on a ball.
Right.
And nobody likes realizing at any point in their life that their whole life has been a lie. It's a hard thing to do.
Hello, Dave.
You know, I just was in New York the other day. I had to go over to Brooklyn, and I had to go to Lower Manhattan and cross the Brooklyn Bridge, and I still have post-traumatic stress disorder from that day, all right? Because that was windy, cold, sleeting, loud. It was like, what could be a worse day to film on the Brooklyn Bridge? Oh, that's what could be a worse spot? Let's go to the Brooklyn Bridge, and we went. right, Otto?
You know, we were totally miserable, but we played it off really well on camera, man. Like we're like, hey, just act like everything is cool, you know.
Just like you're talking about flat Earth. Whenever you're talking about flat Earth, it's a good day. It's a good day.
Well, keep in mind, Dave, you had a secret weapon that we didn't have. You had one of those vest coats that had like a heater on it, right?
I did have an electric heater vest.
What?
I had an electric vest. You know, some flat Earth fan from Japan. He goes, I have something I need to send you. You have to have one. He sent me this vest. I'm like, when am I going to use this? And he sent it to me, and I was like, I'm going to use it today.
Came in handy. Absolutely came in handy. I'll tell you that.
I could have used one in Chattanooga when we filmed. It was pretty cold that day too.
It was.
It was like this thin sweater. I remember, Matt, you were wearing something very thin.
I wore it just for the film because it had "The World Is a Movable" on the front. That's why I wore it.
You could have wore a coat on top of it and then like just kind of opened it a little bit.
Yeah, I do take cold showers sometimes, so it does help. I think I'm more resistant now than I was then. That was pretty cool that day.
So
hey, I don't know what you guys were talking about earlier. I thought this was starting at 5.
It's okay.
Yeah, Otto.
Yeah.
Somebody comes to you and says, life or death, Earth is flat or a globe. What's your answer?
Man, why you jump right into that, Dave?
You got to get to the point. You got to get there. You got to get there.
I need a sequel if we have
There's totally a sequel. You see, like if I keep that information ambiguous, there's a setup for the next episode where it's almost like Otto's unconvinced, you know, we need more information. No, can I answer one thing though? Because I do believe in a creator, and the flat earth model to me is much more adaptable to my belief system. I put it this way, I want to believe. I totally want to believe.
I'll take that one step farther. Because the earth is flat, I don't believe in a creator. I know there's a creator. My faith is so strong. It's unbreakable. It's unbreakable. And having strong faith is very important. Like is this whole world a test of our faith? Because my faith has become so strong, and it's not a belief. Someone says, you believe the earth is flat? I'm like, no, I know it's not a ball. I know it's topographical. I know large bodies of water at rest lie flat.
There's a great quote that you mentioned from somebody else about that specifically.
Yes, I get that.
Belief is not something about knowing, something like that.
It says the quote is it's Romans 1:19-20. For what may be known about God is clear to them, since God has shown it to them. The invisible things about him, his eternal power and deity, have been clearly seen since the creation of the world and are understood by the things that are made, so that they are without excuse. So once you see the flat earth, there is no excuse for saying I was Big Bang, God did it, or nothing did it. You know, I'm embarrassed to say over on that nothing camp for quite some time. But then once you see, what this place is, once you understand what your eyeballs do, eyeballs just randomly mutating to do all the things that they do, it's It's stupid. That's why I wear the shirt. You're not stupid. It's stupid.
All right, I got a follow-up question for Otto. So
yes.
What percentage are you with the? I don't like flat Earth model. I like the biblical Earth model. What percentage are you that it might be true? Since you're not 100%, what percentage would you say you're at?
So I'll be honest with you. If I had to put a percentage on it, which is hard to do, it'd be towards the 80%. This is the part that I had a hard time with, and I think I shared this with Sarah, was the firmament, the idea of the firmament, and it's hard for me to wrap my head around the flat Earth and the lack of curvature. Man, I'm on 100%. Like I am in that. Like that's a hard one. Funny thing is, a lot of people watch the documentary and they come to me and I'm like, listen, I'm not the specialist, bro. You need to call Dave, call Jay, like get on, contact. These guys are the ones that you want to talk to. Like, it's almost like they want to all convince me of otherwise. And they want to pick my brain because I'm accessible. I'm like, no. Go to the sources. Cause I'm a facilitator. That's always been my function. I like to facilitate and I like to bring out, but oh yeah, they a lot of people have tried to pick my brain. I get some funny looks in the gym all the time too. Like, it's like, is it that guy? Is it that guy? I'm still kind of dreading people grabbing me on the street and pulling me into these debates. I'm like, hold on.
Josh, did you mention your rainbows video?
Yeah, that's what I was wanting to talk about because Otto, when you came, there was so much on my mind, and there's so much, so many years of information and just proofs we've taken. And when you left, I felt like I didn't get to show him the firmament because that was one thing that the Father brought up to me right away. And that's sort of the thing that the world hides when you're young to get you to not believe in the biblical Earth model is there was an edge, and the ancients believed that you'd fall off the edge. And when you start looking into it, you find out they were afraid actually of curvature. They weren't afraid of the edge. They thought if you went so far out, you had people that believed in the firmament. You had two categories: the firmamental believers that believed it was like a tent, like it says in the Bible, and you had the globe believers. So there were two from what I'm researching now, but the globe believers were afraid of curvature. And so in the early days, going back to the firmament stuff that I wanted to share with you, there's actually footage of the firmament and ripples moving across it and all of these things. It's really powerful footage. But recently, with our creation standard, I'm doing classwork. We're studying rainbows and how, in order to make a curved rainbow in an indoor environment or outdoor, you need sunlight. They would shine sunlight through a barrier, so like a glass cup. It's curved and there's water in it, and it would make a curved rainbow. And you could make rainbows other ways, but they're usually straight. And so I started thinking about the shapes of the rainbows, and Dave's got it pulled up back there. Rainbows, I thought, you know what? If it's caused by the firmament and light shining through it, just like you do in a lab, as you get closer to Antarctica, further south, they're going to get shorter. And when you start looking it up, the shortest rainbows, that's where they're at, Antarctica. The tallest ones in the Arctic. So Arctic tall rainbows go down south, short rainbows. So it's like they mimic the shape of the heavens spread out like a tent, just like the prophet said. So it's really powerful stuff, but we actually do have footage of it. So I would love at some point before we get separated with time and schedules and all that stuff to share just out like our playlist that has the proofs and what it is you're seeing.
I shared it in the chat, Josh. I just shared your firmament playlist in the chat.
Okay, good.
Video. So
yeah,
you can check that out later.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff. Yeah, you can see ripples moving across it. It has to do with the electric properties of the firmament. And I would have never made the connection, but one night early on, I was reading the book of Enoch, and I had all my time researching. Sometimes I would just go to sleep and listen to the audio books and stuff. And I'm listening to Enoch, and he's talking about some of the stars helping to cause lightning. And I thought, now that sounds science fiction. But it says they rise up and they become lightning, but they do not lose their form. So it's not like the stars are shooting down to Earth. They're just a part of that electromagnetic property of the firmament. And it's just like, let me grab something real quick.
Thank you.
Let me see. 1 second. Okay. This right here. This is a plasma ball lamp. Second.
Josh, your audio's off.
That was weird.
Might want to do that again. We didn't hear any of it.
Okay. Yeah.
I got your back, bro.
Sorry, I thought I was. Can you hear me now? Let me see.
Yep, you good.
Audio. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
There you go.
Yep.
I thought I was unplugging my something else, and I think I unplugged all my electric stuff. And so what I was saying with the lightning sprites and what it talks about in the book of Enoch, to replicate that, let me turn my green screen off so you can see. Virtual background. It's at none. So you're going to see, like I'm in a NASA studio here.
Are you on the ISS now? Where's your harness?
We see it. We see it now. We can see it.
God, sound is off again, bro.
It's whenever he gets up.
You just got muted. You just got muted. He just got muted on the app. That's it. You can see his mic.
There we go.
There we go.
I don't know, I think it might be the electric charge from the plasma ball lamp, because when I turn it on, it goes mute.
That's
what happens.
Yeah, when I turn on my Tesla coil, it turns all things on and off all throughout the house.
All right, let me bring back the green screen. So I'll just demonstrate without that. So plasma ball lamp. Could you see it? Like that was essentially what I was trying to demonstrate. The sprites, in order to replicate sprites, you need to have some sort of barrier, when you're doing that. And so the plasma ball lamp is a lot like that barrier. It has that barrier. By necessity, you have to have it. You wouldn't have a plasma ball lamp and just have that effect without it. And so when you're watching that footage, think about the plasma ball lamp and how if you touch it from the outside, it makes like that big spark. Because I'd never heard of lightning sprites in my life, and it's a newer phenomenon that people are starting to figure out. And that phenomenon is one of those it was mysterious. And so they went up above a storm, but did. And Nova was the science. They produced all the science footage for like PBS. Like they're a really big platform. And so they went up above a storm in an airplane and filmed this phenomenon that doesn't happen at cloud level. Clouds are like 14 miles high max. They're filming upwards at they don't know there's a barrier there. They're just filming thinking, we're trying to film this phenomenon that happens up here. We got these special cameras. They're good at capturing things that are really fast, because to capture them, it's like taking a picture of somebody else's camera flash. It would be really hard to do. And so they had to use special cameras to do this. They pointed them upwards, and they were confused by their footage, why they were seeing this ripple, and then all of a sudden there's these powerful bursts shooting out of a barrier above them. They had no clue. And so they're talking about it, and they're kind of like confused, and they're trying to act like experts because they filmed it. And so we shared that footage, slowed it down, talked about it. And then the footage got banned. So we had to modify it, bring it back. And then all of a sudden our banned footage comes back. And that never happens on YouTube. And I looked, and Nova took down their original footage of the firmament. They took it down. Their entire documentary gone.
That's probably why it came back, because theirs went away, so there was no copyright on it.
Yeah. So
for YouTube.
So it was.
Did they say how many miles high they were in the film?
What's that?
Did they say how high they were when they were getting that footage?
They were above the storm, and I can't remember how high you have to fly for the storm not to really be dangerous to the plane, but I'm pretty sure they have to get pretty high, higher than your standard flights, because it was a big storm coming through.
Yeah, I do have a question for you guys, because you know how on the documentary we kind of touched up on different topics with different individuals that I was interviewing. But since I have a lot of you here, and we are talking about the firmament, how do you explain meteorites? What are meteorites? How do they get through the firmament? Does the firmament open up, let these meteorites in, close up? Is the firmament falling apart? And does it need repair?
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm being serious.
Yeah, that's a really
talk to me.
That's a common question. That's a common question a lot of people have, And anytime you see a light falling, any light from the sky, it's a light. It looks like a spark because there's those electric properties of the firmament. And these things are all in motion. They all have their prescribed paths and tasks and things. But there's also a lot of technology up above us as well, floating around on balloons and all these different things. And the aspect of things falling down is sort of a new phenomenon. Revelation talks about stars falling at a certain percentage. It actually gives like a number. And a lot of people can say, well, that may not be literal. It's probably something spiritual.
You know, Josh, you know what's the number of fallen angels? Is there 200? Is that the number?
Yes.
Of,
yeah. Correct.
And there's supposedly 200 craters on the earth.
Yeah.
200 craters. So, but Otto, the idea that rocks are falling out of the sky and burning up before they hit the ground or hitting the ground is just a fake thing that we were told. There's no evidence that that ever happens. But anything free falling. So nothing's coming through the firmament. The firmament's not opening up. I think it's electrical, as Josh was saying. And here's the thing: if we live
I
on a
vibe
ball,
with that. I do
if we live
vibe
on a
with
ball,
that.
so check this out. So here's United States. Here's United States, South America. So I'm watching meteor showers, and they're going like this. They're going that way. Well, somebody in South America, they would see them going up. No one has ever seen a meteor go up. They only go down.
Very interesting.
And actually, let me, the question whether or not the meteors come from out of the firmament makes an assumption that they're actually coming from out of the firmament. You see, so that assumption itself is false and kind of makes the question. So if there's a firmament, and all that phenomena could be arising within inside the firmament. You see, so I don't think it's useful to assume that they're coming out of the firmament, which kind of makes it the question whether it has to penetrate the barrier of the firmament, just like Dave said, right?
And you know, every August, like the second or third week in August, I think it's the Perseus meteor shower that we have, right? You know, it's always the same week every year, and they tell us that the meteor shower is the Earth's orbit is passing through the path that a comet had gone years and years ago, right? So just think about that, right? We're orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour around the sun. At the same time, we're chasing the sun at 500,000 miles per hour, and we never return to where we were the year before. We're just moving through space, never to return to the same spot. How is it every year on the same day these meteor showers happen? Does that trail follow our spiral corkscrewing motion through the universe, curving? Is it following us for year after year?
I guess it has to.
You guess it has to, unless the whole idea of meteors. Please don't be trolling me, right?
No, I'm just being the devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I mean, you have the mental gymnastics that you have to do to believe in the heliocentric religion is unbelievable. You know, and people say, you know, well, I'm not religious. You know, heliocentrism and atheism is the biggest religion in the world. You have to have so many crazy unsupported beliefs. It is literally it's a religion.
And I would add, it's also the most ridiculous religion. I mean, if atheists find traditional religion to be ridiculous, theirs is actually way more ridiculous.
Right.
To be
and
frank.
if you say if you're an atheist, that takes that's the craziest religion of all.
That's pretty
Yeah, because I would rather believe without evidence that a being created everything than to believe without evidence that nothing can create everything. I really think the second belief basis is more ridiculous. Well, that's my opinion.
Hey, Otto, don't let him convince you, or we won't have a sequel.
Dave,
yeah,
exactly.
Hold on to that 20%.
So I got a question to Fasoop Films with this premiering on YouTube. Is this something that's going to stay on YouTube so we can always view it and come back and share it? And
Absolutely, yeah.
It's officially going to be on YouTube, yeah.
That's awesome.
Is it going to be on your channel or?
Yeah.
It's going to be on our channel. We got really nice distribution rights through our distributor where we can actually put it on our channel. So that's why
Okay.
we're doing it.
Cool. And then if people try to mirror it on their channel, that's a no-no?
Well, it's gonna flag us. It'll flag us to let us know if the people are doing it. There's like you guys have channels too, but you know how it does like copyrights and stuff like that. Have you ever seen that through your own channel where YouTube will tell you if someone tries to take your
yeah,
copyright?
a lot.
That's what YouTube do. But if you do see it, you can let us know because we do just want it on our channel. I know how people are. They just like try to ruin it.
Is it already? Did you already put it up?
It's actually going live at 6.
Okay. I would just say you might want to put just a little warning. Please do not mirror because other people are going to mirror it.
It's going to happen. You need to make
it. Put it in the top of the description and in a pinned comment. Not not for
Not for you. Okay.
Not for whatever.
Mirroring? Is he talking about filming it or mirroring? What does mirroring mean?
Mirroring means just copy it and put it on your channel.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of people in the truth community do, and it's to share truth. But at the same time, you guys spent so much time, energy, money into this film.
It took longer than we expected. We've talked about it. We were surprised it took us over a year because there's a lot of back end stuff in post production that people don't realize that you have to do to make a film happen. So it's not just pre-production and in production; it's post production. So this film itself has been a lot of work, but we've been enjoying every second of it. But it is a labor of love too, So
well, y'all are amazing at what y'all do.
Yeah, thank you. We really try hard around here.
Yeah, to do what you guys did, and I'm telling people that haven't seen this documentary yet, when you watch it, you're in your imagination. It happens to me. I was there, but in my imagination, I see a film crew of like 30 people doing stuff, and there was only 2 people.
We really could have used a third person.
Yeah, just somebody to lift all the heavy equipment. I'm talking like probably 6,000 pounds of equipment moving every time you. I mean, just like it was a lot.
Yeah, especially New York, and imagine going through New York and the subways with all that.
Otto, weren't you there with us right away in New York? And we had all this gear we were going to lug around us before Dave got there. We had all this gear ready to go in, and then we're like, wait, we got to trim out because there's no way we're carrying all this stuff. We didn't have a wagon or anything. And then it's raining, and then you have umbrellas and stuff like that.
We remember we hung out at the Starbucks with all the equipment waiting for Dave.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, what are these guys doing?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, can I share something real quick before you get into something else? So when I committed like a year because I saw on Skiba's channel that he committed 6 months. I was like, all right, Skiba, I'll double that. So I committed at least a year, and I ended up at like 15 months of just hard research, reading. I read like 10 books, watched a bunch of documentaries, and none of the documentaries I saw comes close to the quality and the production of y'all's. I really love the drone footage. That made it. So,
some good drone footage.
Yeah,
you guys have a special eye.
Those beach clips over in where were we again?
Somewhere in California. Jane, remember what city
we were in
filming?
It was Santa Monica.
Santa Monica?
Malibu. It was Malibu. It was Malibu.
Yeah. Jay gets a beach. I get the Brooklyn Bridge in the middle of an ice storm.
It was pretty crazy.
It was cinematically good though.
Yeah.
And we got blessed with that really foggy day at that library too.
Oh yeah, it fogged up over there at that library.
That actually turned out really sweet looking.
I know, it looked really cool.
Yeah, it makes oh my goodness, where were we at for you? Chattanooga. It gave Chattanooga a nice little feel. If I'm saying it right, Chattanooga.
Yeah.
I love Chattown. That's one of my favorite towns.
So one thing we got is for everybody who's watching, we do have something available. DVDs are available.
Hey, finally, let's go.
Bam.
I'm
available. Awesome.
Look, Otto's on the cover.
I know some people don't believe in Christmas like most of us here, but it's a good gift to give for Christmas to the globe people who are against the flat Earth.
Maybe I'll give it to my kids.
They usually believe in Christmas, so it's available.
This would be a great stocking stuffer for real.
And
I like
the
it.
link in the chat.
Can y'all share the link?
Yep, it's
I think he's
Make sure you pin the link in the comment on the on this stream and on the video itself.
Okay.
One thing I've been doing a lot lately, because I'm a relic hunter. I love relics and I have a pretty good collection of periodicals and relics. I've been looking for an old encyclopedia dating back to like the early century. So trying to find one of those.
Nice.
So it's there.
Did you click them out? Are you guys all still there?
We're here. I can't.
We're here.
I'm here. Yeah.
I'm here.
We're doing
put us
okay
in
for our
timeout.
first live stream, guys. It's working.
This is a lot to juggle for a first time.
Well, we don't even really have a live stream set up in here, but we're hoping to kind of make one so that we can actually go live a little bit more often.
Oh.
You know what I mean? We're in our living room.
You also picked a time in the Flat Earth community that isn't the best time because there's some other major streams going on right now.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Whose fault was that? No,
That was David's fault.
Hey, everybody's streaming every day, so I just figured a good day for us.
We used to worry about not hey, when's your stream? I'm gonna, and people didn't want to step on each other people's streams, but it's too crazy now. So you just go when you go, and it is what it is. And the beautiful thing is people can watch afterwards. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that happen with Josh. Somebody was like, "Should I get on Josh's? Should I get on Matt's live stream?" I don't know what to do. So we did it one day at the same time.
I think we did both at the same time. One was on the TV and one was on the computer.
I felt horrible when you're like, "Dude, my live stream." I was like, "Oh no, no!"
You took out my viewers. What the heck?
Hey, I have to drop out to take my daughter to a birthday party, but I may be back. How long is this going to run?
Till 6.
Till as long as till 6
Until
o'clock
about 6,
officially.
okay.
You know,
Yeah, I may be
if
back.
there's still time you want to pop back, you're so welcome to.
If not, we
salute you.
Jay, we're due for a new video from you soon. All right?
Yes.
Take a flight somewhere, man. Come on.
Thanks,
Have fun at your birthday party. Bye.
Together. See you guys. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
So are y'all doing this till 6?
I think so. I don't even know what time it is.
Don't y'all have an announcement?
It's 5:30.
Oh,
30
wow,
minutes.
5:30.
Yes, we have another announcement, guys.
Oh yeah.
You gotta kick Jay out though to make his box go away.
Oh, okay. I thought we already kicked him out.
There you go. There you go.
Now it's even. There we go.
We got all the pros on here. This is really nice.
Yeah, if you need some tips, just hit me or Dave or Josh up.
I was actually about to call you guys when we were trying to figure out what was going on in this town. We're like, dude, do we need to call like Josh or Matt right now? Because I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. You can turn your camera sideways and look like the rest of us too.
Who, us?
Otto.
Oh yeah.
I got it.
Oh, yeah,
I got
you're
it
so
on
weird.
this one holder, and I don't know if it can go.
Oh, you can't turn. No worries. I'm just saying. I don't want you to stand out. Like the only guy questioning the flat Earth. Boom, there you are.
There he is.
There you are. Now we can see you.
There you go.
There we go.
Here we go. Here's another announcement, guys.
All right, let's hear it.
That's it. We want to do a sequel about trying to make sure to see what the giant trees, if they're real or not.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we want to go and travel and get samples of the rock to see if it's petrified wood.
Oh,
And
I brought some
our plan
home.
Our plan is to work with scientists as well as have like a biblical scholar to link it to the Bible. Because I know a lot of people have questions. We have people on the faith side, whether trees aren't real, they're actually still mountains. And then there are some that are believing it's trees. Well, how about we look and discover whether or not it is? So
Good.
our next movie that we want to do is giant trees. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to have scientists involved and we're going to test it,
That's cool.
Tower.
We went to the Devil's Tower, and that was I saw what looked like bricks, and I started looking at it, and I was like, it kind of looks like bricks. I was like, what's going on here? And then I looked, it's like plant cells under a microscope. I was like, I was like, that'd be weird, you know, like they know so much about cells back then. Probably you just study a plant cell like this big, you know.
I mean, has anyone ever witnessed like a tree itself when it becomes fossilized? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like I've actually been to, and this is a child, so I'd have to go back and look again. But in those tour shops, they'll have like a fossilized rock, but it's a fossilized tree. So they're trying to tell us, if it is true, they're trying to tell us it's not possible for those giant looking fossils of mountains to be trees, but it actually is because they sell those things within the store. You know? And
I have one.
You have one? I have with you?
I can go get it.
Yeah, we can check it out. But I always remember that as a kid. And then the other thing that stands out is we were in Las Vegas about 2 years ago because we're getting ready to travel to see my dad. And we do a lot of hiking. We went hiking, and I remember everyone was looking at this like petrified, what they called tree on the ground. And everyone's staring at it, but there's this big rock mass that was like right behind it. And you could see, you know, the design that's inside the tree, that circular motion, and like just the way it looks. I remember pointing up to David. I'm like, because at this time we were questioning the tree thing too, you know. I'm like, does that not look like the center of a tree just right there in the middle of that rock? And then this is like possibly like one of the branches. And they're trying to have us focus down here, but up here, it looks like an actual giant tree.
Yeah. There's a lot to look into there on giant trees, and not all mountains are trees. They could be other things too. If you watch my lunch break, he's finding some stuff. And then John Levy, just this last weekend, his video was showing a mega. I think it was one of the pyramids. It showed the giant blocks, and the sides came off the block, and it was made from bricks. So there was what he calls a pocket of survival, at whether they covered it, whether they melted and fused into blocks. The big answer is we don't know what is going on. All we know is that everything we're taught is a lie.
Yeah, we
so
like,
do you guys have any?
And so we want to make sure we like have a good grasp on certain ideas.
Yeah.
You know, I know flat earth we're really strong and we have evidence for it, and then there's a lot of spin-off theories and just assumptions. And as a group of, truth seekers, we should look for the truth with factual evidence rather than just like, oh, I saw this video, or
and the Bible says test all things.
Yeah, or this just, it seems like it should be right, or
But I really liked what we did with the first Origins Untold, and which is what we want to do with this one, is we went out and not only did we talk about it, we tested it, and Otto was able to go out there and he was able to test the theory to see with his own eyes. Well, there's another thing, like, how we were talking about within the community, people have different beliefs. Well, the only way you're going to know if something's true is by going out there yourself and testing it for yourself. You know what I mean? Because, like, you could see anything on YouTube. I actually don't fall for anything, every video I see on YouTube. I wait till I can actually run it through Scripture and once again test it for myself. And that's how I came upon Flat Earth. It was actually testing it for myself. So we want to do the same thing.
Speaking about okay.
Go ahead. No, you're going. Let him speak. Someone's speaking over here real quick. Go ahead.
No. So speaking about testing, what kind of tests do you think there are for determining whether a mountain is an ancient tree, fossilized tree?
I don't know exactly, but I know you can grab the rock and test if it's, fossilized, right? I'm assuming there's a way to do that.
But aren't many rocks fossilized? I think like among the three types of rocks, the metamorphic rocks are the ones that are fossils, right? As opposed to the sedimentary and what's the other one? There's three kinds of rocks.
What's the term when one substance turns into another? Is it transmorphic or something like that?
That's metamorphosis.
Well, yeah. I mean, so there's many examples in nature where things turn into other things. Like chickens, their eggs have more, is it calcium, than they consume. So how are they making eggs with calcium? It's like they're transmuting different substances into others. So to me, it looks like there was some event, or maybe multiple events, maybe they happen every couple hundred years, that turned a lot of things into what we call stone. Does anyone here take Shilajit yet?
I have taken it before.
Yeah, so I take Shilajit. It's great. It's super high in minerals. It's this black tar stuff, and it comes out of rocks in the Himalayas, right?
Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah, I've heard about
it's absolutely amazing. It's amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's great for you.
I can't rule out, and if I have a gun to my head, what do you think it is? I think it's the blood of Titans coming out of these rocks.
That's what my wife was worried about. She's like, I think that's what it is.
But you know what? I think that's what the creator made this place, you know, and it is what it is. But it's super good stuff, and it's really hard to deny that as an explanation. I'm not claiming that's what it is, but I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's always useful to have when we make a claim. It's always useful to declare to clarify that it's either a hypothesis or like it's a thesis, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very, very okay to have all kinds of hypotheses.
For those of you that have my app,
but
oh, good. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were done.
Yes, no. Let me just say one thing. So if you claim you've moved from a hypothesis to a thesis, then that's the kind of test I was asking for, right? So like, especially if you're doing a documentary, you're going to say like, okay, we had a hypothesis. Some of those mountains might be ancient fossilized trees. And now we've conducted these tests, test A, test B, test Z. And based on this test, now we can conclude, we now have a thesis that actually this rocks, in particular, this one in Canada or this one in, you know, wherever, is actually a fossilized tree. That's kind of why I was asking for the tests. So I'm not an expert. This is not my field of specialty, but I'm sure the experts that you're going to bring should be able to answer that question. Right?
There's a lot of what's it called when you see something and it looks like something else? It's called you know, you think it looks like something, but it's really not. It just looks like it. Whatever that term is. There's a mountain in Spain.
Optical illusion?
No, not optical illusion. It's called
mirage.
No. When you look at something, that looks like an elephant, but it's really just a funny shaped rock. But there's a mountain that looks like a giant elephant in Spain, and Stellium 7, Mike, he went there and climbed up the mountain to where the eye socket was, and then went in the eye socket, and there was all of these tunnels and the ear and just more and more evidence. There was like over 100 exact, you know, replications of what a giant elephant would look like, and that this thing somehow turned into a stone mountain. Even from the color of the rocks at the bottom, they were red with iron, and it's just interesting. But on the app, if you click the Griffin button, that's the old world button. There's a giant trees section right here, and my lunch break, and then Jake, I'm the Improbable Dreamer. He's got lots of short videos, and he's been covering some of this stuff, talking about it's just.
Oh, we lost you.
I know. Sorry, I just muted myself. It's a good place just to, you know, understand how big of a topic you're taking on. I say the topic you're taking on is bigger than flat Earth.
Interesting. Well, that's a good topic to take on then, I think.
It is, absolutely.
I'm fascinated by it. Yeah. I mean, we have beyond this topic, which Otto knows about this one too. What we're wanting to do is go into giant trees and then lead straight into giants right after that.
Ooh, that one's so fun. What a fun topic.
So that's why we chose giant trees first, is to go into that. And that would be our third documentary under Origins Untold. So
you were mentioning you were reading the book of Enoch. I just finished reading the book of Enoch and the book of Giants, which is it was part of the book of Enoch. Amazing stuff. Yeah.
You know that they found Gilgamesh's tomb in Iraq.
I saw a meme about that.
Yeah, well, I saw a documentary about it, and they found Gilgamesh's tomb, and then 30 days later, the America invaded Iraq and sectioned it off, and it's still, you can't get there. It's all.
You get there with special, like, I don't know.
They stopped all excavations, and it's literally just, you know, it's not for us to see.
Yeah. Well, we know someone from Iraq, so maybe I'll contact him. His name I won't say yet.
Good luck
we
with
met
that.
him in the last thing we're filming. Anyway,
yeah.
Maybe he'll connect us.
Probably not.
Otto, have you read the Book of Jubilees too? It also talks about the.
Yep.
It's a good combo.
Yep.
Absolutely. I have it right here, actually. Yeah.
Awesome sauce.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And here in America, the rock wall in Texas, and then the other rock wall in Montana, giant. You guys know? Are you aware of these walls? These are giant megalithic rock walls that go for miles and miles and miles. That they try to explain away as natural formations, which is just ridiculous. They're literally like Chichen Itza and all the big, everything's just fit together beautifully. But they found skeletons. They found several skeletons 65 feet tall, and the Smithsonian took them to examine them, and they're gone.
They disappeared them.
They're gone. And
Disappeared
they're
them.
gone.
Wow.
Yeah, disappeared them. No.
Yep.
Didn't they come from Ohio?
They might have been Ohio. It's somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's the Sage Wall. I mean, these things are everywhere. Everyone thinks, the pyramids. The pyramids are nothing compared to the stuff that they're finding.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of native. There's a lot of native historical sites that Smithsonian has covered up giant. So
the Grand Canyon.
So I don't know if you guys heard of the Judaculla stone. Jesse the Body Ventura did an episode. It's the only other time that I heard about it, but it's out. It's a stone that's out in the Cherokee land, so you have to get permission to go and view it. And it was a big, massive soapstone, and Judaculla was the last North American giant that the Cherokee were in contact with, and he used the stone to show them all these symbols of alchemy and different parts of different religions. And he traced his hand, which had 7 fingers, on the stone. And so I went out and viewed the stone. Interesting stuff. Amazing stuff. Look into the Judaculla stone. It's out in the Cherokee land.
Wow, that's pretty fascinating.
That's really cool. How much time do we have left? 20 minutes? Okay, good. We're going to start it.
So yeah, our plan is to make the next episode if we can raise the funding for it. So that's kind of where we're at when it comes to that. So.
And a lot of the financial costs, like if you look at some of the locations we're going to go to, one's like Tanza.
Yeah, we want to go to Devil's Tower. We want to go to the place in Venezuela. And then there's another place in Tunisia.
Tanzania?
Beautiful location. Yeah.
It's
he has it written down.
Tunisia. It's in North Africa.
Oh, yeah.
It's by
and there's
Morocco.
some pretty amazing looking mountain/trees, whatever you want to call it. So that's what we're raising.
I got sources in Venezuela as well if we need assistance out there. Yeah.
Oh. After this film, though, I heard Otto only flies first class, so be careful.
Hey,
it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. The last flight I think we took from Seattle, guys, you remember that flight, the Seattle flight after Mark Sargent's interview, and it was a red eye. We were supposed to be in this flight. We had nobody on it. It was one of those red eyes where everybody was on it, and I was smashed between 2 really big dudes, and I told them, listen, we're gonna have to get more budget. We need to start flying first class.
And we have experience because of our job being hired and being in positions of flying. I'll tell you what, we did definitely make sure we were in okay seats compared to where you could be though. We made sure
Otto told me to say that. I'm sorry.
Wait, what did you say?
Nothing.
I didn't get it. I missed it.
He didn't want to bring it up himself.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay.
You're welcome. It's for everyone. No.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna do first class because it is pretty expensive. Like the one country alone, I think is going to average with. You're talking flights, you're talking food, you're talking hotel stay for the amount of time we have to be there to test it and all that. It's like $10,000.
Yeah, I was looking at all the flights for all the location we want to go to. Just the flights alone is around 30,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not something that's super cheap. Yeah.
Sailboats. We're gonna have to go back to sailboats.
You know, I've been wanting a sailboat someday. So someone can.
How about a chartered flight?
Chartered flight, that'd be great. Yeah.
What's a chartered flight? Like a
private.
Yeah, if someone has a private.
I think that's a private flight.
Let's do it.
So
that's how all the greats go out. All the greats go out in those chartered flights and helicopters.
So many stories.
We asked everybody what they're up to, and we haven't asked you, Dave. What are you up to? Are you going anywhere in particular?
I have been I'm on a tear, doing a lot of interviews, and just kind of spreading the word the best I can. I will be speaking at Acapulco in February. That was a big conference I did last year, and that was super fun. And kind of Flat Earth is taking over that conference. So if anyone, I went last year. I figured there's 50 speakers. I figured, okay, maybe 10%, 20% would be flat earthers, and all but one or two speakers were flat earthers. Wow. Everybody, they weren't, and it was a fantastic conference, and everyone was talking flat earth, and my presentation, because it's about flat earth, it resonates with everybody, was the highest attended. My first time ever at doing a in-person presentation at a big conference, and it was great. So they're having me back, and we're going to do a panel the day after my presentation, but it's going to be a blast. So if anyone's looking for a winter vacation, Acapulco, you can find it at flatearthdave.com, and you can use my code if you want to get 10% off, FE Dave. And that's what I'm up to.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. And we got some big additions coming up on the app. I don't know if any of you know where we added a crypto coin. Before, you could just earn points by referring the app, and now you earn crypto. We have a coin called Dome, right? It's called Dome. So the website is domeshot.io. And here's the funny thing. We did an airdrop, a free drop. Anyone that went into the friend finder, you go into friend finder and you go to the referral section, which is right here. And that's where you get your referral code. If you put in your wallet address, you got a free airdrop. And we wanted to make the airdrop worth $10, right? Airdrop means we're just going to give you free coins, right? So 1,500 people did it, and we gave them $10 worth. And at that time, $10 worth of Dome was 32,987 Dome. So I said, let's just round it up to 33 million and trigger everybody, right? And we also did the airdrop on 9/11, right? So 9/11, 33. It couldn't buy advertising better than that. And now it's worth $150. And so what I tell people is, if you use your referral code on the app, you get 1.5 million from now until Christmas for all your referrals. And 1.5 million is worth like $6. So the $3 app earns you $6 in Dome. Right? So we're trying to make this coin, and then I'm going to be opening up a store on the app where you can use the Dome for tickets to things, to buy things, and kind of just have our own little token. We're tokenizing the Flat Earth community. Now, I'm not telling anyone to buy it. I'm saying earn free Dome, right? Especially if you're not a crypto person. This will get you into crypto at zero risk. You'll learn how to manipulate things on a wallet and move crypto around, which is going to be a very useful thing to have as we have our banking collapse coming. So not a bad skill to have. And I'm offering people a way to learn about it and do it. And people are loving it. So that's what I'm up to.
Dave, one quick question. How do you determine the dollar value of the Dome?
So I don't determine it. It's the market value. Some people are buying it. I bought some myself, and the market cap, it went up to like 7 or 8 million. Now I think it's at 5 million, which is incredible. We didn't expect it to hit 1 million for a long time. And the market cap, and again, here's the thing. Crypto is crazy. Crypto, if you're not in the crypto, it can go up and then it could drop 95%. It does this all the time. It has these cycles. It goes up, new high, drops 95%. Then it goes up, new high, drops 95%. So in that, you can lose all of your money super easy, okay? Or you can make a lot of money. It all depends. So what I tell people is, whatever you're doing in crypto, put in the money that you would use for fun, for a vacation. Like if you lost it all, it doesn't change your life. Right. And just learn how to do it that way. And, and I've been paying for lots of things with crypto, like my servers and and all sorts of stuff for the app, they take crypto. So I'm just using, Monero and some other coins, but it's a good skill to have in today's climate. That's all I'm saying. Like if I want to get money from here to Australia, it ain't easy, but with crypto, I can do it in 4 seconds and it costs me 1 penny.
So in other words, actually, the value of a cryptocurrency is determined by economic demand and supply.
Supply and demand, yeah.
Okay, all right, got it.
Yeah, and the valuations of some of these coins, I don't understand it. I don't understand how the dollar is worth what the dollar's worth. It's all a belief system. It's all, it's some crazy stuff, but it has a value, and you could use it or not use it.
So before we go, I want to ask a question for everybody, a quick one. It's a 2-part question. What was during filming, what was your favorite moment or your memorable moment, and what moments did you dislike and like during your filming? We'll start from Josh. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. What I really, really enjoyed was just seeing how it all happens. Like I was kind of lost in watching how much goes into it, because of somebody who does low budget webcam or computer, you know what I mean? Like P900 is as advanced as I've ever seen. And then you guys come along. It was cool to see that and to watch you guys get in this like zone where it was almost like something you would see like out of like animals that are like the wild animals, like on Animal Planet, with like he's honed in on his prey. Like you guys were like, okay, you had a vision and you could see like this different level of focus that was just really cool. And so that was awesome. But also just how you made do with what you had. You had that one camera and we would shoot from this angle and then this angle, and how much work it was, and just how Otto was like in a zone too. He had like his mind, like he knew what he was going to do. He was there to ask these questions, but it was also still a real conversation at the same time. Like he had kind of like a bullet list when you're interviewing somebody, but it was still like a real conversation. So it was cool to see all you guys working together and moving and setting it up twice. Like we went to my school and then we went to my house, and it was like, that was cool. But the hard work of like setting up the house when I had the kids, that was probably my least favorite part. Was like stressful running around, and as you're cleaning, your child's going behind you, like knocking stuff down. And it's like, oh my goodness, this is like, what have I done? But it ended up being really fun. I mean, it was exhausting. And I know you guys could probably say the same, but yeah, it was cool to see the force behind you guys' ambition and all that work and vision coming to fruition, from talking to you guys at a meetup about, hey, we have this idea, to seeing that. It's been miraculous.
That's cool.
How about you, Matt?
I already stated that my least favorite thing was the weather that day. With the wind right next to the Tennessee River. But it was really cool. So I'd never been in the film before. First time ever. And I really enjoyed the experience. I mean, I don't know how long we filmed that day. We did it at like 3 or 4 different locations. Everybody was completely exhausted, and we all enjoyed the subway together. But it was really cool just seeing y'all in the process, because I've never been exposed to the film industry before. We're independent and amazing at what you do. And it was cool to see, not just today that y'all filmed me in Chattanooga, but also to see y'all doing your thing when you filmed Josh, because I was there just hanging out, taking pictures, helping with support or whatever. So it was really cool just to see the process. So that's my take on it.
I will say we could tell how excited you were. You kept telling us like the first 2 days we were there. You just told us over and over again. We're like, all right, that's good.
All right, so next person is Dave.
So it was the scene on the Brooklyn Bridge where Dave goes like around the corner, is like hanging over the bridge with the traffic going underneath him, the rain blowing in his face. And he's like, yeah, there's a good spot right here. You guys stand up there. Like, I can barely hear anything. I'm like, I hope these microphones are picking up. That was fun. Okay. That could have been the worst moment, but it was still fun. And then the best moment was after we took the subway to Times Square, my other least favorite place in the world. And we got our I think it was a falafel gyro or whatever on the street. That was delicious. I was so hungry. That was my favorite moment.
You guys were really hungry for a few hours there.
They were starving us. They were
starving
us.
They starved us out. One more scene. One more scene, and we'll give you some food. One more scene, and we'll give you some food.
That's exactly how it was.
That's so funny. That's great.
So, Nyeng, what was yours?
Dr. G.
So my worst moment would have to be having to have gotten up really early. I'm a night owl, and so I had to get up really earlier than I would have. And that was the worst. Best moment, I'm trying to decide between the chair of my department allowing us to use the classroom, because we really needed special permission. Actually, even the Florida State University also, I believe there was this elongated process of them approving the use of various locations on campus. Eventually turned out right. I mean, like they permitted every facility and location to be used. So I think that was a good moment. But also that
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I remember for your location specifically, it took a little time. It was like a couple weeks before we actually got the affirmative. And it almost felt like, if I'm remembering correctly, it was like a day or two before, or the very day even, when we finally got them to say, okay, fine. You know what I mean? But there was a little bit of a drag out, I think, with the saying yes or no.
And you'll remember that it even dragged out after the event. If you remember, it wasn't just before. Like they kind of delayed. They kind of delayed the process, and Jones would say, "Oh, it's Alice that you should see," and Alice would say, "Oh, it's Bob that you should see." We just kept going around, but eventually they approved, and it all worked out. So, I mean, I thought it was going to be an uphill task, especially because like the chair of my department was, for example, saying, "Well, as long as you guys don't talk politics, as long as you guys don't make Florida State University look bad in the media, I'm okay with it. You can use the classroom." So yeah.
So Otto, you're the
And
last
also,
one on here. Oh, go ahead, Dr. G.
No, I wanted to say another great moment was brunch is between breakfast and lunch, right? So what we had was between lunch and dinner. So what do you call that? A lund or
afternoon
tea?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You can call it dinner.
They call it what?
Leonard.
Okay, so Leonard. So Leonard was fun too.
We actually filmed and ate at this restaurant, which we didn't.
We didn't need to use.
Yeah, we didn't use the footage at all. But.
And you know why, right? Because we get there, we got the right to film there, but for some reason the staff on site didn't know that, and then like it ended up just being too loud is what ended up happening. Like it was one of the scenes. I think that's what I remember. The sound was just not good enough, and it was too loud. But it was a good thing we had already filmed the whole thing beforehand, because we just wanted it as just a different, sight to see for people, right? So, but the dinner was good, and Dave is showing something back there. Oh my goodness, it's that fossilized rock that I wanted to see.
Oh, nice!
Look how huge that is. That's sweet. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
So it's now officially a rock.
Where did you get that from, Dave?
Probably from a gift shop somewhere.
Dave, where did you get that from?
Oh, he's muted.
Yeah, I like talking to myself. There's always we have this town has a big crystal and gem expo, and they had this place had two of these, and I got one. I actually have little coasters on the bottom of it, and we keep it on our side on our whatever buffet, and we put things on it. It's kind of like a coaster.
That's cool.
Well, so
Ancient tree.
There's evidence that the ancient trees could have been rocks right there. So go ahead, David.
So
yeah, no, and then there's also this thing that they're egg shaped, but there's crystals on the inside. They're like, oh, that's just because the river makes them form like an egg. No, it's because they're fossilized eggs. Like everything they tell us is just so wrong. Yeah, so there you go. So there it is.
So a couple minutes left. So Otto, give us a quick good and bad.
So one of the good, definitely being a former New Yorker, I have never heard the inside of a subway that quiet. Like, first and foremost, like you could almost hear a pin drop when me and Dave were having that discussion. Is like everybody looked like in New York, everybody's trying to be cool, act like they're not tuning in, but they were tuning in. They're totally tuning in, and I was like, man,
that was fun.
And the way the footage came out was just amazing. Worst moment. I wish Shelly was here to talk about this. When we were done shooting with Shelly and we were leaving Santa Monica, had this homeless guy trail us and try to start a fight with me, and it almost turned into an altercation. And we call it the "What's Up" guy because he followed us. And I was worried about the cameras and all that, and he was like, "What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?"
And drugs or something, and that's
he was totally on something, and that's the thing that we kept afterwards. We just kept saying, "What's up? What's up? What's up?"
Don't forget though. So he, for some reason, didn't attack us. We actually ended up attacking some other guy.
He did. Yeah, it was totally almost an altercation that happened in the behind the scenes moment.
It's one of those scenes that like I wish we were filming it because we thought we would see him on the corner and we thought we walked away and he was gone and his "What's Ups" were gone. And we're literally like feet ahead of him, and then all of a sudden he's hiding in a dark shadow, and he's like, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" That's what made it so crazy. Anyways, I guess you didn't be there, but it was funny.
It was an odd moment in shooting.
Very odd, yes.
Yeah.
It's funny now.
It's funny now. Nothing happened.
But we still talk about it because it's definitely funny now.
I was thinking me and Shelly were gonna have to square up with this guy. I'm like, "What's going on, Shelly? You ready for this?" And she was like, "I'm ready. I'm ready."
I think she can handle
guns and everything.
She was military, I think. She was.
Yeah.
Put money on Shelly.
Yeah.
Me too.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for coming out and doing the live stream with us. I know everybody has busy schedules and everything, and it was really nice to see everybody again, face to face through cameras.
Yeah, nice. Good to have family back.
So the film is actually starting to premiere now, so if we can continue talking a little bit if you want, or we can just say goodbye.
Final countdown. I've got it pulled up. I'm watching it.
Yeah, the film is on right now. I think it is 6 o'clock, but I did want to add, we did put a GoFundMe we're going to pin in the description as well as in our comments. So if anyone wants to help us fund to do the next episode series, we would love to do it. It's something that we've been thinking about, and a lot of people have actually come up to us and told us they would like to see more. So we're going to do more if it's possible, and God willing.
Yeah.
So.
You could pin it on both videos too, this and the actual film.
Yeah, absolutely, we're going to do that. Absolutely. Are you guys ready? Are you ready to watch yourselves again live?
Oh yeah, I watch it daily now.
Of course you do.
How many times have y'all watched it?
Yeah, play it in the background.
Honey, you're in the shower. Keep it on. I gotta see it. That's me.
The 33rd time I've watched it.
Yeah. Well, the bigger it gets, like for everybody, you might have more people that'll communicate with you guys and ask you questions. Is what we're hoping for. Is there's people on the outside who have never heard of this topic before. And I know that, do we tag their information somewhere where they can go from the website? Did they allow us that?
No, they told us we couldn't do that, but we have their handle on each name.
Yeah, we put your handle. Okay, that's what it was inside the movie. So if people do have questions who don't know, they can start following your channels. And
initially we had links of information where to get you, but they don't allow external links for a distribution company. So that was that. So we kind of went around that by putting your handle.
Yeah, so they can easily research all of you guys and whatever you guys are talking about, whoever they connect with the most. And that's actually the interesting thing to add to it too. We can put in the description too, but a lot of people found certain, what they would call characters. A girl I know recently I went to high school with said one of the characters reminded her of herself. And I asked her what she thought about the theory. She's still kind of up in the air about it, but that's what she was relating to, is because every one of you guys had a different perspective of how you came upon this, right? Or your discoveries of the topic. So it's a good movie, man.
Awesome. Well, we got people in the chat already saying, "Is this the full documentary?" I'm like, "Yes, enjoy it."
It's the full one, yeah, and it is live right now, right? It's already going.
Yeah, it's got a minute or so or less, 40 seconds. It'll be for real starting. Okay. Woohoo! I'm watching the countdown. It's really beautiful what y'all do with the countdown.
Yeah, I want to see it too. Again, I want to see it.
Popcorn, guys. Popcorn.
The popcorn.
Microwave popcorn.
All right, guys. Thanks. It was good seeing you all.
It's good seeing everybody.
Appreciate everybody
See you guys.
being here. Enjoy the
Good seeing everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
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 People get lost in the weeds and the stars and everything and trying to figure it out. I say, clear your head, reset, and then look at your world. And you'll realize that nothing will ever lead you to thinking you live on a ball except pseudoscience.
Where's the evidence for the curve? Where's the evidence for the rotation? And then where's the evidence for the revolution around the sun?
Why are we not taught what the ancients believed? Why do we only see this image of a boat going over the edge of some water? Nobody thought that. The Egyptians, the Greek, the Mayans, they all believed this solid expanse of the sky, the earth was immovable, just like it is in the biblical text.
It just really hit me one day when I was going through the Bible, and it was like the Lord just basically said, who are you going to believe?
How did you arrive to the flat earth theory? I got into it through sheer conspiracy boredom, believe it or not.
People get lost in the weeds and the stars and everything and trying to figure it out. I say, clear your head, reset, and then look at your world. And you'll realize that nothing will ever lead you to thinking you live on a ball except pseudoscience.
Where's the evidence for the curve? Where's the evidence for the rotation? And then where's the evidence for the revolution around the sun?
Why are we not taught what the ancients believed? Why do we only see this image of a boat going over the edge of some water? Nobody thought that. The Egyptians, the Greek, the Mayans, they all believed this solid expanse of the sky, the earth was immovable, just like it is in the biblical text.
It just really hit me one day when I was going through the Bible, and it was like the Lord just basically said, who are you going to believe?
How did you arrive to the flat earth theory? I got into it through sheer conspiracy boredom, believe it or not.